What's up, guys? Tomahawk here, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Wizards. So, guys, I have finally returned back from, I'd say, like a, sort of mini vacation, aka VidCon. I mean, it wasn't really a mini vacation. I had to do some things that were, like, scary and stuff, but this video is basically gonna be me telling the general recap of VidCon 2015, and it's gonna be fantastically amazing, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it and all that sort of stuff. And also, I found out, thanks to one of you lovely commenters, the reason why those random spells were going into my inventory and not my volume is super loud right now. So I found the exact reason why those spells were going into my physical inventory as opposed to being added to my skill set. Apparently what ends up happening is if you open a double chest that has spells in it and you try to, put the spells in your inventory, for some reason they'll actually go in your inventory as opposed to being added to your, your wand set, which is really interesting. The way you fix it, though, is you go open up a regular size chest and then you put the spells in there and then you take them back out and then they'll be added to your spell, list thing, meme bobber. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into VidCon. So VidCon Day 0. I guess I'll just go in order and explain the things that ended up happening. Is VidCon Day 0, I did quite a bit of vlogging, and I was enjoying myself. And really, what VidCon Day 0 is just everyone goes to the convention center to get their badges and stuff. So what my registration was it was like the a special location. I'm not gonna say where it is because I think they might use the same exact location for next year. So I go in there and the lady's like, okay, take this. This is your badge. It was like a gross yellow color one, but it was a special one. So I was like, I ain't complaining, Let me go ahead and actually use a speed boost to get through this water a lot quicker. Actually, that did not really do much. So she's like, here's her badge, here's some parking information, here's all this sort of stuff. And then she's also like, here's something from one of our sponsors. And then she handed me one of those rolling spider drones from Parrot. And I was like, this is for me? And she's like, yeah, it's for you. I was like, ah! And so that was like pretty awesome. And so I got that, left. And went and got badges for Devin, Kevin, and Hayden. I got all their badges and stuff. And then I hung out with Dylan, a.k.a. 8-Bit Homo, and Dole for the rest of the day. Because Devin's flight didn't land till Thursday. So the next day, and by the way, I met quite a few people on that first day. I got to take a lot of selfies and stuff. So that was also another thing. But not really much went on. So the next day... it was when Devin was going to come into the airport. So around 11:30 I went over to the airport and I went and picked him up. I got to reunite with my bae Devin. It was great, and I also got to meet Hayden, and it was awesome. And so right from there we went directly to the convention center. And then what happened? Oh yeah, so then we went and then we met a bunch of people. Actually, before that, sorry, my mind's all over the place. I was trying to figure out exactly what order he did in. So we had to go straight to the convention center because my panel, yeah, how to make a good gaming channel with Matt, Pat, Amra, oh, okay, why are you hiding up there? With Matt, Pat, oh, that sucked for that guy. Amra Ricketts, Stacy, and also Optic J was the moderator of the panel. So we went on, we did that panel, and it was amazing. I talked in front of an audience. There was at least like 150 something people in that room. It was real scary, and I think I did really well. I mean, it was just a crazy experience, to be honest. So like we gave tips and stuff on how to give a good gaming panel. Really, it was cool and stuff. We didn't have a recording of the panel, mostly because of the fact that it was an hour long and there was no cameraman. And Dylan, I was like, hey, record some of the panel. He's like, okay, and he only recorded like 10 minutes of it. So you might have some, footage to see from the panel if you didn't go in the future. I just gotta go ahead and edit it and stuff. But anyway, so after that, we went back and then we met tons of people. And one of the cool things that, or one of the highlights of the things that people gave me is someone actually gave me a little baby cactus in a pot. And it was great, but it was like, I got it right at the beginning of the day, so I was like, okay, am I gonna have to carry this thing around? So I set it off to the side while we were meeting more people, and one person, oh my gosh, one person accidentally knocks it over, and I was like, no, you knocked over my baby cactus! Also got absolutely wrecked right there. My goodness gracious. Okay, well, since I just got destroyed by someone who loves to use Gust, I just got destroyed. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the story in the next Wizards game, so we'll BRB. 1 second. Alrighty then, guys, we're back in another game. We're playing on Wizard Arena. So continuing on with my story, I put down my baby cactus on the side of like the pavement to, you know, sit there while I can, you know, meet people, give them hugs, and, you know, take pictures with them. And some person, I'm not gonna say who because I want to spare the innocent of the baby cacti, you know. But no, someone knocked it over, and I was like, no, you knocked it over, and then we had to, like, you know, try to, like, surgically put it back together, and by surgically, I mean just try not to poke yourself while you put the cactus back in the pot. I still have it, by the way, it's in the kitchen, right now. And then the funny thing is like, after that incident, I actually put it into, like, the bushes, to make sure that nobody would knock it over, and guess what ended up happening 10 minutes later? Someone knocks over the friggin' baby cactus a second time, and I was like, well, rip pepperoni. So what we ended up doing is we ended up, putting, oh, that person's gonna get killed in a couple of seconds. We ended up putting the, oh my gosh, that was scary. We ended up putting it back into Dylan's hotel room, so, like, you know, we didn't have to carry it everywhere. And it did poke me a lot, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I loved it, and I still love it, but it's a pretty pokey, specimen to be dealing with in public, so that was really funny. So, let's see, what else happened after that? So that was pretty much VidCon day 1, was the main thing was my panel and how amazing that thing was. VidCon, day 2, it's kind of weird because it goes 0 to 2, you know, this is technically the 3rd day. That was, like, pretty much the most relaxed day. We spent the majority of the day checking out the expo hall. I got my makeup done, like, with Gem from the Holograms. If you guys don't know who, Gem and the Holograms, it was an old TV show back, I'd like to say it was in the 70s, but I'm not entirely sure it was in the 70s. It could have been in the 80s. But it was like this TV show where, they were like superstar, rock star people. Oh my gosh, I need to heal myself right now. They were like superstar, rock star people who lived double lives. It was kind of like Hannah Montana, but a little bit cooler, in my opinion, because they had superpowers because of her dad's, like, corporation or something. That show is way too old, and my girlfriend showed it to me because she loved it, and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. Speaking of which, I got a message from her right now. Girl, I'm not gonna reply. But anyway, so I got my makeup done like that. I had like a meeting or two with some people, so actually some interesting developments with my channel in a little bit. Or not, I wouldn't say developments with my channel, but so there might be some new stuff going on because I had a meeting with a couple people, and it could be pretty interesting. I'm not entirely sure whether or not that thing's gonna go through yet. I can't talk about it until it happens, but it might go through, it might not. So be excited, maybe, about something new. That's pretty like awkward for me to say, huh? How are you? Okay, there you go. You're finally dead. That took way too long to kill you. Okay, let me go ahead and put some helmet on. So that was pretty much VidCon day 2. We explored the expo hall. We met tons of people. You know, I had my meetings, and that was pretty much VidCon day 2. I mean, obviously, you know, there's always the parties that go on at nighttime, but, you know, what happens at a party stays at a party, you know what I'm saying? You know, Devin twerking on me. We don't want to talk about that, all right? That's for a live stream or something to talk about the twerking that went on. I'm obviously kidding. But seriously, if you want to hear about the twerking, come to my live streams. Twitch.tv/ThatOneTomahawk, 3 p.m. PST, almost every single day. Come in and enjoy yourself. Okay, that's enough joking around. So then the final day of VidCon, which was obviously the most sad day because, you know, that's the day where you say goodbye to everyone. Actually, no, it wasn't, because it was Disney Day too. But there's a final day of VidCon, which I had my arcade stage thing, which was basically I go on the Nickelodeon arcade stage and play video games against you guys. So what ended up happening is a complete chaotic mess, but it was still amazing. So, like, I go back to where I was supposed to, like, meet with the people beforehand, like, half an hour early, and there was no one there. And I was like, okay. So, like, 5 minutes before it's supposed to start, I just go over there, and I talk to, like, another guy, and he's like, are you one of the people who's supposed to go up there? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll go talk to a guy to get you some microphones. And I was like, okay. And so he comes back, like, a minute before it starts. He's like, here's a microphone. And then Kevin shows up. He's like, hey, do you need some help? I was like, please, I don't know what's going on right now. So Kevin gets a microphone too, and we both go up there, and then there's playing some Mario Kart, and I was wearing a tank top that went down to, like, right here. So when they pinned the microphone on me, the audio levels were absolutely awful, and you couldn't hear me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awkward. And so later on, about 15 minutes into it, the guy comes over and brings me, like, a microphone on a stand, so they can hear me better. Oh my gosh, that was spooky, scary skeletons right there. So he brings me that, and then that fixes the audio levels, and then we switched the game from Mario Kart over to Super Smash Brothers, and then the line got super long, and then we had intense fights to the death. for the next, like, I'd say 45 minutes, and we had a real good time. If you guys went, tell me, you know, in the comments if you enjoyed yourself at the regular panel as well as the arcade stage panel. So, like, that was awesome. You know, I got to play some video games against you guys, and also get dominated by someone who was a Super Smash Bros. Pro player, which was, you know, they decided to come in the last game, and we played on Final Destination, and I absolutely got destroyed. I was the first person to die. I don't want to talk about it. But after that, obviously, we went and explored the expo hall for a little bit, met some more people, and that was basically the main portion of that day. Also, something I completely forgot to say is we were backstage before I was supposed to do my regular panel, and if you guys don't know, Flitz from Smosh Games, apparently he's friends with Swoozy. Didn't know that, but Swoozy comes backstage, and then they notice each other, and we're both sitting at the table while having a conversation, and Swoozy's like, "Is this chair taken? Can I come sit down?" And instantly on the inside of me, I'm like, oh my god, I'm fangirling so hard. He comes, he shakes my hand, I'm like, "I'm Julio." He's like, "I'm Susie." I'm like, "I know." And on the inside, I said that. On the outside, I didn't say that, because, you know, you gotta play it cool. You gotta play it cool. But, you know, I had a conversation with Susie, which was awesome. I met a couple, that was probably the main YouTuber I met. Who else? Shay Carl called me handsome. We were going up to register the first day, for, Dylan's hotel room. We were doing it on a special floor. And Shay Carl was there. He's like, "Oh, look, let's see what we got going on right here. We got these hotel staff, and we got some handsome gentlemen over here." And we're like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, "No, I was talking to those security guards." And I was like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so that was the two senpais that I got to meet, Shay Carl and Susie, which was awesome. But flashing back, the rest of the final day of VidCon was basically just, you know, spending time with, oh yeah, you got wrecked. It was spending time with friends and all that sort of stuff. And then Disney Day was enjoying Disneyland with Devin, Hayden, as well as the Xenodome people and stuff. So, I could probably go into detail more about some awkward, weird stories that happened at VidCon, but I feel like they deserve their own little video portion of it, so, or video portion, just their own video, I guess. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Wizards. I'll see you guys tomorrow with some factions, which is actually perfect timing because my brother comes back from Mexico today, so we're actually going to be able to record it with my brother, which is awesome. So we'll see you guys tomorrow with factions. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a stream. There's no stream today because I'm going to go watch Mission Impossible with my boy Shep689, aka Will Shepard. He invited me to a screening somewhere in the locations and stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Wizards, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace. I try, your touch moving in